shuffling November. Fuck.
Immediately, like immediately.
Second person to bust my balls about.
Why do you think Jackson goes through the front door?
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna knock on the front door.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
clean the basement and everything too.
Well, the basement's nice. We can't complain about that.
Is there actually beer in here?
Mm-hmm.
Right tap is IPA.
If you, yeah.
Jesus, it's not like you haven't been here.
I gotta pour the beer. You guys are dumb.
Jack, it's not like you haven't been here.
You guys are dumbasses. That's what he thinks of us.
You come for this. Smart ass.
Yeah, that's
I didn't-
bad.
I do believe I didn't get a sticker.
You
Smart
should
ass.
start over.
An
Oh, there
I
you go.
voted sticker? Oh.
You should got it.
I got 2 of those. That's why I'm late.
Because you were voting? No, it's because you're getting 4.7 miles an hour coming across. I'm
that
at
too. I
miles
can
per
only
gallon.
do 6.5 miles or 60.
Is it live?
60 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Fuck. I seriously got into town like at
Your wife's out in the
5:15.
out in the snowy driveway.
Yeah, I just brought her right up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's waiting in the car.
She'll sit there. For
Can I give her a shovel?
How you doing with that?
It's not doing good.
It's not my fault.
No, you
It is.
You just you wait.
You
I
didn't
like your
commit.
sweater. Does it have pockets in the back?
No, she didn't put pockets. My wife made
Oh.
this.
No
way.
She should give pockets in the back.
That is rad.
Yeah.
Like
Can she
this,
make an
second
Arrive
year.
one now?
Yeah.
I'm afraid the swearing that came out of this is called blocking when you do this. There's
Right.
a lot of involvement there. That hang on, just be patient, Jack.
I've been driving all day. I need a fucking beer.
You need a can?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'll double fist
I'll
it. I
just
don't give a
drink
fuck.
anything.
Yep.
Just get it over your hand.
I
Oh my God, he's like shaking.
so because we put in for
We'll
a,
just start the show later.
There we go.
because we put in a change of address for Vancouver, like to get all our mail down there, it like nullified my ability to vote, like by mail.
shit.
The ballots didn't come out, so we had to go vote in person, which is
a nightmare.
drive up Monroe right now at rush hour with a trailer.
Why does everybody wait till the last day?
We've been in Vancouver. We can't vote till here.
I get that,
We
but
drove
not
from-
everybody is
Oh,
like
look at
that,
that.
right? Like,
I
that's
put mine in the
actually-
mail today.
Yes,
put mine
I
in the mail
know.
today. I've had it for 3 weeks.
Thanks.
I did it
I'll
last
tip
night.
you at
Yeah.
the-
Like,
Yeah.
I'm guilty of it too, but everybody waits until the last, and then everybody complains about it.
Yeah. If you're curious, if you go to your local library, they have nice ballot boxes.
And that's where we dropped ours off.
That's where we
But
did ours,
didn't do it
yeah.
till
With
last
somebody
night.
with an AR-15 standing outside.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't have that.
Is that true?
Oh, fuck, all over the country. They're just like going
More like
Yeah.
The
the
voter intimidation.
over here.
But here,
Oh, that's a beautiful pour.
I know.
That
Finally,
is. Oh.
Because somebody screwed up
What's-
with the tap with the first pour.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't commit.
I didn't commit.
No,
All the way.
open it up.
I envision a loogie in a future beer.
Yep.
I like loogies.
You would. Hey, before we begin, let's throw some thanks and sponsor mentions, everybody. Scratch Labs, people, the best tasting, easiest on your gut fueling option out there. Not to mention a slew of recipes and food options for your time, both on and off the bike. Get to Packfiller and click the link to all the great work being done over at scratchlabs.com. Next one, Ambassador Cycling, people. Yeah, that's right. Sam is not only here, but we get to mention that he is the premier bike fitter around. Feeling stiff, sore, going slower than you have ever been? Well, that could be that you're just not riding enough, or it could mean that your position hasn't properly been set and you're wasting energy pushing the pedals in an improper manner. Improper pedal pushing. Get to ambassadorcycling.com today and start the conversation to get faster or just feel better. As Lamont said, you don't get...
You never
don't
go faster.
You go...
It never gets
you don't
easier.
get
You just
easier,
go
you only
faster.
go faster. Yeah.
Wow.
Next off, the Movember Foundation. It is November. You don't have to grow a mo, but you can make an impact. Check out our Movember link at packfiller.com. Put the razor down, raise some funds for the testicular and prostate cancer research, suicide prevention, and helping guys out there in trouble. You can either donate there or you can start your own movement. That's what they say. They say movement. Hey, if you want, get the beard or stash going and make a difference. You know, I got shit for actually shaving the rest of my face. My wife looked at me. She goes, "Oh, I like you when you grow a beard in the winter." And I'm like, "Really?" She says, and this was the creepiest part. She says, "Yeah, it reminds me of my dad." And I'm like,
Oh, that's
sweet.
unnerving.
But I sleep with her.
yeah, that's why
Yeah.
it's unnerving.
Yeah, well. Did I share that on the air?
Yep.
Yeah, that's forever out there.
Let's do this.
Need some cleansing after that.
Yeah.
Let
She
whiskey
does,
wash it
but
away.
I take it as a compliment. That was like the.
Yeah.
But it's creepy still. And my beard looks really stupid because the bottom of it is all white, and so I look like a skunk died underneath my chin. It's bad. What do they call it? Ombre?
It's like the reverse
ombre.
skunk strip.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like
That's what it's called.
He was crawling
The
up
reverse
from my
skunk
chest,
strip.
crawling up from my chest, grabbed onto my chin, and just went, "Fuck it," and he died right there. Well, I'm not sure how things are for where. Let's try that
Start
again.
over.
Rewind. Let's edit that out. Well, I'm not sure how things are where you, the listener, are right now, but it is cold as shit, and my motivation to get started sucks. Perhaps that's why we're here, to get some motivation going. Wink, wink. Welcome to Life on Two Wheels. Welcome to the Packfiller Podcast. I am Pat Bulger. I'm flying through these opening pages because we have a full house tonight. It's like a band is back together, but let's just hope it's not like an Oasis reunion.
Fist flying.
Where they just, fuck you! Fuck you! Mom loved me better. Gentlemen, welcome, and when I introduce you, please respond with an answer to the following question. Are you going to make it? You just look destroyed. But anyway,
It's a podcast, not a
it's not video.
TV show.
Yeah, we're live streaming on YouTube. Yeah. Congratulations, everybody. You've just won the $2 billion lottery. However, you won with someone else, and you picked the one-time payout option. So you have just $750 million.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, that's nothing.
So what is the first thing you would do with that money? That's the first part of the question. And the second part is, what act of charity would you do with some of the earnings? First thing you would do with the
Act
money.
of
First thing
charity.
you'd buy with the first thing you'd buy with the money. It could be completely selfish. It could be I'd buy the world's biggest bong.
Whoa.
Each their own.
It's not illegal.
So I had the fish tank guys come and build me a water
Fish
bong.
tank.
The fish tank
The
show.
largest-
Fish tank
yeah.
guys,
Yeah,
they built you a bong.
A water bong, and it's huge. It has a fucking shark in it, and he's stoned all the time. And then the second thing would be I built a house for stray Pomeranians, whatever it is. I'm making this up as I go. So
Apparently.
so here we go. I don't want to ruin my answer. So first of all, he's the guy going to Belgium this spring without me.
Oh, you're not going?
Mr. Palmain. No, I'm not. I can't go. My wife genuinely won't let me. It's because of my fucking son's wedding.
Well, that's totally understandable.
Ruin it.
Isn't that two things he's ruined?
Yeah, so he's going without me, Mr. Palmain. How are you, man?
All right. But there's news on that end too.
Oh, shit.
Because of my mom's health is not doing so well.
Oh,
so.
no.
But she's on and off again. So there is a little bit of question now, unfortunately. And I talked it over with my
that's not
wife
the
too.
one.
So it's still possible. It's still possible. If not, I'll do it for sure next year. But
Yeah.
Family's more important.
it is. It is.
And there's always next year.
And there's always next
God,
year.
I'm
That's
so
cycling.
tired of that phrase.
How about
Happy
gravel?
wife.
Impreneur?
Oh.
Cross is coming.
Yeah,
That's
Cross
the
is
fucking
coming, yeah.
one I want to punch somebody in the throat. The cross is coming. It's July. Fuck off. Anyway,
But there
Paul,
were some good cross races
There-
this weekend.
I haven't seen any yet.
Copenhagen and then
Yeah.
Newmar. But anyway,
Okay, $750 million, Paul.
yep. First thing I would do is there's a Shopco in Spokane, and I turn that into a velodrome. It's empty.
Oh, that's
Wow.
a good one.
Good idea. I like
took
that.
That's
one.
that's a
That spot.
charity also. That's
yeah,
like two birds
and
with one
that's
stone.
what I was going to do. And then you would subsidize junior racing as that is the center and promote cycling.
I'm just gonna sound like
He
an asshole
literally
now.
took mine. I swear to you, I'm not kidding. I wish I started. That is mine. I've talked
Wow.
about it. Like
Was
I
it
would
the
love to have
Shopco?
a. It's not Shopco. That's more specific. But having
Well,
a
that's that
velodrome.
This one up
location.
here in the South
Yep,
Hills.
indoor.
South Hill.
This one up here.
Yeah, so it's on the South
Yeah.
Hill. It's an abandoned, just like a derelict building that's been sitting there forever, and it's got plenty of parking, and you can have your little dream yoga place, all that
Yeah.
going on,
Yeah.
and then have a velodrome, and then if you have a bike shop, people can actually in bad weather can actually test ride
Ride
their bikes
around.
on there.
Totally.
You can get out
Good
of
idea.
roads right
The
away.
Arrive Public
Do
House is just
6 day
taking on a serious addition.
And do a 6-day series, 6-day races.
Oh my God!
Oh,
Which
yeah.
would be cool. Have breweries come in, music,
And
bands.
Jackson, I believe that's about 4
That's-
blocks from your house.
It is.
Yeah.
It's very close. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. My thought was downtown would be cool just to get like, because it's more of a commute for a north sider than to be on the South Hill. But
yeah. Is there a light
that's a
shining
great
right in your
location.
face? That one's right on Sam's face. Can
Yeah,
we tweak
it's-
that? It's
it's nice.
probably quite blinding.
It's like I'm rising
Jesus.
to
Yeah.
heaven. Yeah.
Help me, God. Yeah. Okay, that was good. Second of all, he's the guy who's always willing to insult my artistic painting, Mr. Jack Broadhead. Welcome back, dude.
What artist? I can't
I
remember
showed
shit.
off the set painting I did this weekend, and you just started ripping me a new asshole.
Oh God, it was lovely. I was just trying to figure out what play you were.
Yeah,
Designing
You know what?
the-
You're
the-
gonna backpedal, but it's
and
open fucking
I was
season.
trying to remember, like, okay, like back when I was at prep, there was Oklahoma, and so I kind of had to do a play on that, and that was fun.
Yeah.
You get offended easily for being such a shit. For such a. Don't cry.
After you say it, you go
shit
back.
what?
I
A
don't
shit
know.
what? Shit stir? Is that what you're
Yeah.
gonna say? Because that's my wife would say. You're stirring the shit. So
Yeah, he was
Instigator.
gonna say shit stir. We all knew where
shithead.
you
He was
were
gonna say
going.
shithead. Shit eater.
Oh well.
Well, none of them are good.
No.
Really.
Yeah.
Yeah. If
Anything
it
that
starts with
starts
shit.
with shit.
If you think about it, yeah. If you're saying something like that,
Yeah.
shit
Yeah, shitter.
machine. No, that doesn't work. Yeah.
You fill in the blank.
Jack, you just won a ton of money. Let me
Wow.
guess, you're gonna put it into your gas tank.
Yeah, I stopped 3 times today for fuel. I was averaging between the 4.6 and 7.4.
Now before
And I was
every
drafting off of every truck I could find, except from getting off of 84 to Tri-Cities to I-90. No trucks. So I was trying to do 70 to make the show, and that's when I did 4.6 miles.
4.6
to the
miles to the gallon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what type of vehicle are you in?
A Toyota Tacoma.
Okay.
But I'm pulling a trailer that's probably got about 9,000
And his
pounds.
e-brake was on.
No, and I had a foot out.
smell?
I had a foot out. I was so
Smoking.
that poor fucking truck at 60 to 70 miles per hour was constantly at 5,000 RPMs.
Oh my
for
God.
6 hours.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's a true commercial like testament to Tacomas or to
Wow.
Toyota.
What would you do with $750 million?
Well, I got a lot. So
This is going to be the first 30 minutes of the
are
show.
we? I don't even know if I'd buy an island. That's for one. I
island.
need an island, and I would buy a float plane because I love float planes. I absolutely love.
So you have a pilot's license.
I'd get a pilot's license.
Okay, there.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
so
easy.
but that's not my charity. One, and somebody amazingly brought it up on. My wife was reading through Facebook this week, and they mentioned this, and I've been saying it for 5 years. The Lowe's on Division North Side, the abandoned one, needs to become a homeless shelter. It's the perfect. It's on a bus route. There's like no residential around there. It's absolutely perfect. And I don't understand why like Catholic Charities hasn't taken it over. It's got probably facilities in it. But anyway, Ronald McDonald House would probably be my charity of choice.
Okay. Wow. You guys are far better than I am. I'm going to be the biggest asshole.
You'd give it to-
for a few short minutes. Third, he's the guy who I proudly call my bourbon buddy. Mr. Sam Whitefuls, how are you, man?
Oh, great. That is awesome.
Oh,
Can I see that bottle?
forgot.
Thank
You can see it.
I just want to see. Ooh, it's a
Anyway.
naked.
Scotch.
Oh God!
Ah, you did it.
Fucking funny.
You did it. It's a gateway drug.
Scotch.
Yes.
He's
So
not
it
my
helps
Scotch
out.
buddy.
I have just like take a pull.
Yeah.
Here,
right
here,
there.
Jack.
Yeah, you can also.
Now
we,
he's
we can all share.
yeah.
Um,
It's fucking
I love Scotch. I got a good bottle of Scotch.
Scotch, yeah,
I
it's
s-
very drinkable Scotch. That's like aged in like Chardonnay barrels or something like that, if I'm remembering right. I don't know. I have too many.
I was
bourbons
wondering
to
why it
remember
tasted
them.
a little.
Glengoyne, which is I think most Scotch makers in Scotland
Hey, we're a cycling
start
podcast.
with Glen. mostly.
Yeah, Glenn
everything's
Fittich,
Glen.
Yep,
Everything.
Glen Morangi.
Because they're all
Yeah.
named Glenn.
I got a $130 bottle of scotch sitting. So when you guys come over for the
training
spring
camp that
weekend,
never happens?
training camp that we always
Yeah.
cancel,
Mm-hmm.
it's sitting up there for
Game on.
special occasions.
We'll do that Friday night, and then we'll
Yeah. Oh yeah.
ride 100 miles on Saturday. Okay, so I'm gonna change because he's already taken.
Paul
one.
took it.
So since you have, I
that's
mean,
good.
not that you can't do that like year round.
You
I'll
know,
do something more in the summer, and I would buy. My thought is it like the Playfair Commerce Park or something like that?
God,
I
you
want
guys
to buy
are
that
just-
whole Commerce Park,
Mhm.
and money on money. I'll still rent out part of it, but rule is you got to be out by 4 because in the afternoons,
Bike racing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Crits around it.
crits.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Jesus. We're
I'd
all
like-
cycling idiots.
Yeah.
Jackson's going to be like,
I would top that.
I'd get out of here. Yeah.
Jackson's like, I'm gonna solve world hunger.
Yeah. So
Shut up, Jackson.
Was
I
the
have an
charity was the charity a part of that?
Man, that would be pretty easy to turn it into a charity.
Sure.
Donate one of the
Yeah.
things to, I don't know, some junior.
Every
I would do
race
junior racing.
benefits go to
Yeah.
particular charity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There we go. Yeah.
because I don't need to make any money off it. I'm there.
Yeah.
Free entries would be nice.
Yeah,
That's a
I mean,
charity.
that's true. It's just that is true. I agree with that, and that would be nice. And then I guess I have so much money, then I could just pay everybody's entry and donate it, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Wow. There we go.
You should buy the USA Cycling.
The USA Cycling.
I'm just
USA Cycling. Yeah. Yeah.
The-
You're
the-
officially an old guy.
because
You
it is
start putting
there
the
is
D first.
a vowel.
Yeah.
It starts with a vowel, so I was wrong. It's the USA Cycling.
Yep.
No, you should buy USA Cycling.
Yeah.
Not the USA
The.
Cycling.
You don't need an article for that.
Yeah. Jesus.
Stop. See.
Jackson,
Shit-stirrer.
help us out. He's the guy who apparently just flat out works in a petri dish. Mr. Jackson Bolger. How are you? Man?
Here, take a sip of my.
Yeah.
Seriously. I'm all right. I've been, I'm on the downhill slide, but I've been sick for 5 days. So,
Yeah.
and that's 2 weeks after I was sick before. So,
Yeah.
doing great.
These kids just sneezing into their arms and wiping it on you and stuff like that.
Seriously.
Sneeze into their arms.
No, they sneeze onto
They wipe
you.
their nose on. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. It is into the
Yeah,
air.
seriously. What
Too much credit.
Yeah.
I would do for myself, to be honest, I'd probably buy myself like a big house.
Yeah.
Like a big house, but not like a house where it's like this is too big. You know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
There's,
yeah.
there's that separation. And then for charity, what I thought of is, as I've mentioned before, I do teach preschool kids, and I would like to pay all of their like college tuition, whether they choose to go to college or not.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I am so fucked.
Even though I don't have the money. Even
You're
though
a-
I don't have
I'm
the money,
actually
I'd
looking
love
forward
to
to
do that.
yours.
You're a bastard.
I am.
Wow, you're such a
Wow.
good human.
You're such a shit.
Really good.
Yeah. Shit.
Shit.
Me, fill in the blank.
Me, I'm the guy who apparently doesn't count when we're considering the number of people
Yeah.
on the show.
Jeez, Paul.
I'm
Yeah.
Pat Polzer. Yeah. I said we're gonna have 5 on the show, and Paul went, who else is coming?
thought
Well,
we were gonna,
you don't
I thought
count
we were
that.
gonna spell
You're the
it out.
master of ceremonies.
puppets.
You don't count that.
Well, there's a mic though. I need
Yeah.
5
Yeah.
mics, kind
Okay.
of a thing like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I see that.
yeah.
We were gonna spell it out for you.
Yeah.
I would, with my $750 million, I would first things first. I would pay off my mortgage, and I know that sounds simple. It's like, dude, you have $750 million. Why would you just
still
stay
live
in the
here?
house?
Yeah.
I would, because I put too much fucking work into this. But I got a dumpster and I cleaned out the basement, man. You can move down here now. And I would also pay off the mortgage of like a core group of people, like all you guys. None of you would have a mortgage anymore. Jackson, you would have a mortgage, and then it wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that'd be
Thanks.
great.
a big house.
That
And-
house you wanted.
And my charity was selfishly stated the Uribe Public House. I was
That's
like I would
awesome.
make that happen,
That's
and I would
not
make sure nobody ever had to, it just sustained. I know, I think that's what people who own a lot of bike shops do. They don't really. I don't think bike shops really make money.
No.
No.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
think
how-
you've
Just
had all
if
the
you want to
little
lose
kids.
money,
Yep.
open a bike shop.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, what the old saying is, if you want to make $1 million owning a bike shop, you start with 5.
Yeah.
That's how you.
Yeah. So and that's God. I mean, $750 million. I don't even know what else I'd do. I mean, that's so much
Yeah,
fucking
it's
money.
so much
That's a
money.
lot.
It's too much.
God, what a
I
fun.
mean, think about like the.
What about the $2 billion? Like if you.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
mean,
Yeah,
that's
that
just.
if you won the $2 billion?
like you go from like
Like some bastard in
$50,000 a year job to a $2 billionaire.
You want to know something funny? I bought a ticket, and I don't know where it is.
You might be.
It's somewhere around the house.
Yeah, I thought about it last night and then I forgot because
We bought
that's how
2
much
tickets
I care about the lottery.
back when it was
You know what I've always said?
a little bit.
It's the
You
biggest
know what
waste
the
of money.
lottery is? It's taxation on stupidity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we never buy tickets until it gets crazy.
Yeah.
And then why not?
Yeah,
All right.
it's $2.
Let's calm the chaos. Let's get this out of the way. Is anybody even thinking about riding their bikes? Jackson, have you even thought about riding your bike in the last 7 days?
I mean, I've thought about it, but I cannot. I
You were
couldn't
too sick.
recently,
Yeah.
yeah.
Would you have if you could have?
Inside. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just I feel that guilt sometimes.
Yeah.
That feeling of needing to do it.
and that's
I thought
kind of
you
where we're
only
gonna.
took October off. It's November, bro.
Yeah. Well,
He
take
was
it off.
sick.
He's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was sick.
Yeah. So
Is anybody else? I mean, and I guess, I don't think any of us have ridden this last 7 days.
I
I'm gonna keep
wheeled my
counting
bike.
my trainer rides.
Nah,
as
that's
rides.
bullshit.
They are
I
rides.
wheeled my bike through the house today. It's in the back of the truck right now.
It doesn't count, John.
It went all the way across the state. That's about legit as Sam's
No,
riding.
that's
into
like
it.
no.
I mean,
What you're saying is like
today.
what you're saying, Jack, is like, hey, I got home from my ride and I sat around in my shorts for another 2 hours, so
And
that's
got 2
chamois
more.
time is
Okay,
training
I'll-
time.
I'll take that too.
No, that's bullshit.
Oh.
That's
What you
fucking
should have done is
gross.
put it on Strava.
Yeah,
Because it didn't
I was
happen,
on
'cause he
Strava.
wasn't-
Did you guys look?
No.
Oh yeah, across the state.
All right.
Like Sam's.
Then it
Oh
happens.
my god, I love this.
It's being flagged like majorly. Yeah,
Man,
it's
you
like,
you got such poor fuel
dude,
economy.
you got all poor fuel economy, but you got every KOM over there. Have any of you guys done anything this week?
I was
physically?
hopefully it was gonna be okay weather, and I knew Brent would ride outside, but he got locked.
Is Brent
into-
here for the month?
No, he's leaving. I think this week, either today or Thursday or
It
something.
would have been a great 6th. Do you have 6 mics?
I do have 6 mics. I just don't have 6 seats in the car.
group spots.
He can sit on my
I'll
lap.
cuddle with Jackson.
He could stand.
Have you guys heard so far through your headphones the chaos that is happening right now in our
Yeah.
headphones?
And we're
Just-
probably a half hour in. We haven't got anywhere.
We're 24 minutes in.
Yeah, geez, see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just this
Oh, the
word
chaos.
salad.
Oh, just the word salad.
Is
People forgot why they.
anybody working out? Sam, are you working out?
Yeah. I mean, I've
fucker.
done 4
Every
trainer
day.
rides, and I did core workout this morning. I'm all in, but
See,
mine are on the trainer because that's what works.
That counts.
Yeah.
Do you ride the trainer at home? Or-
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have my trainer and I have everything set up in this new room that I spent all last winter building.
Yeah.
The
And I
yoga
just-
room.
Yes.
Mhm.
And I just go down there and do my bike workouts anywhere from like 45 minutes to an hour.
That
or
is
my core stuff.
that is legit. I mean, I'm jealous. That's
Yeah.
why.
Yeah,
That's
it's-
why we all pick on.
Yeah,
that,
I
or
get
why
that.
they have been. Is
Yeah.
they're just fucking.
I know.
Oh,
jealous.
you've been.
Yeah, I did yoga for an hour. Practiced some yoga on Saturday, and then
With-
I tried the.
Can you touch your toes yet?
with system.
No.
Oh.
No, it was a yogi that I'm familiar with that I downloaded. So
Oh, okay.
anyway, and then I downloaded the RGT from
Yeah.
Wahoo
Yeah.
and had a blast with it.
You're fucking chasing cartoons, and
It
you're
is.
saying it's fun.
It is because they're not. I'm not going through a
You guys-
volcano
This is
underneath
it.
a sea, and there are butterflies going through. There are
Well, that
actually
sounds like a mushroom
there's
trip.
like
Dinosaurs.
sections of Rhonda, and then they have the Paterberg. They
Yeah.
have legitimate stuff in
Okay.
there. And it was because it was new, and I'm familiar with those climbs and stuff. They have one in Leuven, which the World Championships. That's the one I did. And so anyway. Yeah, I thought it was interesting. Although it was a cartoon, there's not very many people on there, and they have they're called, I can't remember, team something.
It's like a bot. Yeah.
And so that puts action on there. I'm
Yeah.
sure they're just machines going
So
around
this
the
is a
track.
cartoon thing.
It is.
Finally,
It's another
somebody's-
animated.
For
I'm
those
not-
who don't know what
broken in.
RGT is.
Yeah, that's
is
their
that?
new edition. It's probably to
It's through
compete against
system.
that. Yeah,
Okay.
It's through Wahoo system.
You can download that on Training Road. All your information. You can actually set. If you go to Wahoo, you can actually do their still through that, but you wouldn't have the RGT. But you can do training, whatever type of elevator, all kinds of different.
This
training
is
stuff.
it is even unintentionally.
I think
It
it's
is a
good.
plug.
Yeah.
It is, and it's all one subscription.
Oh, that's
You
cool.
get
$15.
Sufferfest, you get RGT,
Wow. And you get system?
yoga.
It's or is system part of that?
Yeah, Sufferfest and system. Sorry, I
Okay,
keep
okay,
thinking.
yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, you get system with all the videos, all the training plans, all the workouts, and you get this RGT thing.
That 4GT, the RGT is also on that, and you take all that when you do your 4DP test. It
puts it
automatically
in the workouts.
puts you in the workout and then puts you on that level.
Yeah.
So it's all kind of integrated as one. And after my ride, I increased my 4DP test. They said, because I just plugged in what my FTP was.
Yeah.
And then it says, we're boosting you up. So they boost me up.
I would like to ask, on a kind of related note, am I still the only one who's done a fitness test?
Yeah, now the weather shit.
I did another one of those like ramp tests on Monday, which is not the one that we
Doesn't
need to
count.
do. But,
Doesn't count. Doesn't count. Jackson, have you done a No, well,
I got the
I've been
plague.
sick.
Been sick.
I've been sick.
Yeah.
I've got the
Well,
plague.
I've been sick.
As he leans over.
Yeah.
Was that cough
Great.
real, or did you
It
just
was
lean
real.
over and let it
It was
happen?
real.
Sure.
All right.
We're all doomed
Oh my
after tonight.
gosh.
Yep.
We're all.
We all think Jackson's kidding right now, and then nobody shows
No,
up.
I
Yeah.
was like,
Oh shit! Yeah. No, last time I missed work was a different reason.
It was they checked your ass out, right?
Nope.
No.
Yeah, that is actually
colonoscopy.
That was just saying that
Yeah.
colonoscopy one.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna flip the show tonight on its head. Instead of starting with the news, we're gonna start to jump straight into the topic. Mainly because it's really close to what we're talking about right now, and mainly because I am selfish about this podcast and I need the help. Tonight's topic brought to you by our friends at Wahoo Fitness. Strangely enough, pretty darn appropriate considering where I'd like to steer the conversation, even though it's already there. But I wrote this text at 2:00 this afternoon. I want to talk about the age-old concept of motivation, to stay fit, to get fitter, to just keep going. Also, the good old-fashioned winter planning, preparation, and denial of losing fitness. I bring this up quite a bit this time of year. It is an ongoing topic, and I think it's something that we all struggle with. And so it's always good to talk about this time of year, especially, all the guys are like, I know you're probably staring at your iPhone saying, just do cross, bro. But we'll get to that. So let's get some ideas here. When do you guys officially start your training? Is there an official start date? I remember the Greg LeMond book that said January 1st. First day you start your training, which is like, Happy New Year. Oh, fuck, Greg's up at 3 a.m. doing something. That's maybe something to do with Greg's marriage. But when do you guys officially, is there an official day you're like, okay, now I'm doing it. Now I'm not fucking around.
I usually let it come to me. I know.
What
The tea leaves have spoken.
Well, I do.
You're a
though.
very
It's-
spiritual dude. I
Yeah.
don't mean that in a bad way.
Well,
Yeah.
here and there. But I like I've been saying before, I usually feel the time when it's time to let it off a little bit, and then I just let the motivation come to me, because I don't want to pressure myself into start training hard, because that's the way I'll burn out. So I just kind of let that motivation hit me, and when it does, that's when I start really getting into it. That's what happened last year and the year before. So
you're just like a light switch. It's just like, no, okay now.
yeah, it's something flicks in my head. I think it's just the month of December. The feeling of Christmas gets me all excited, and so
I love this guy.
I know. So I like.
guy.
So then I'm like, I gotta have something to do because I feel excited, and then I get fit again.
So you train in December. So the month of Christmas, you get that burst of energy.
I don't know what it is. Usually, like December's the month that I like really get into it, and then it's just like that momentum sticks with me all the way up and all the way through to October. So,
Jack, I don't mean to be cruel, but it's been a while.
What?
It is.
You're gonna be cruel?
It's been a spell for you since you've kind of gone a full like, okay,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
training as a bike racer.
Right.
So talk to me about, like, I mean, and you don't have to speak about, maybe you can speak about this year. Is there a date that you're like, okay, I'm going, man, this is it? I mean, because your life gets in the way and things
My
like that.
life totally gets in the way. So this year I got a new bike, and I was riding every day. I'm kind of getting into
Really?
we
didn't get a photo
You
every
didn't
day.
get a photo
or
every day or
anything.
anything? My nostrils, you didn't get that? that video or that
Very
photo?
clear, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
keep them trimmed up.
So, this last few weeks, like 2 to 3 weeks, I've really run into kind of a snag on training, but I have some plans. I'm going to
You do?
spend most of the winter on the west side.
Okay.
Sorry, I can't
Fucker.
be here, but hey, that's pretty good pour. I'm looking forward to rainy 40-degree rides versus what I drove into
Right.
town today was like, I'm not ready for winter. Like this is ugly, the icy roads, all that. So I'm going to build a gravel bike specifically to logging roads because where I live has 1,000,000 miles of logging roads. I guarantee you can get 5,000 vertical feet of climbing in 20 miles.
So you're like the Diva. You're going to go
So I'm
full
gonna
gravel
go-
where the Diva went full.
I'm just
what was
going to
it?
go
Mountain bike.
Gravity.
Enduro.
Gravity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
gravity, full gravity. So the one thing I do know, because I have ridden lots of training miles at when I actually
I
trained.
love you, man, but this is an hour
going way
podcast,
too
so you
low.
got to get to the fucking point. There are 5 people at this bar.
Okay, so there are not many roads at a Hoquiam.
Okay.
So the thing about the gravel and the logging roads is it like was a light bulb that went off. Oh my god, I got endless amounts of logging roads.
Sure.
So anyway, that's where I'm headed.
So when is it going to start? That was the actual question.
Bike
As soon as I
first.
get back to Hoquiam, which is so close, it's I'm a week or two out.
Okay.
So soon.
Hey, Paul, when did you get here?
When did I get here?
Sorry, I lost myself in Jack's response.
It's all about me.
You're back. After the painting stuff, it's like open motherfucking season.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm ripping you a new asshole tonight.
Sorry, Romeo.
Yeah. Paul, when do you officially start, or do you just not stop?
in
Because
my
let's be
early
honest,
days-
you don't stop.
Well, no. I there was in my early days I would. It was October that shut down, and CP and I would go bird hunting into November, and then we'd do easy things. But and January 1st has always been like, okay, now I got to get serious. But now, with age, you can't stop,
And that's the thing. And I stop.
because
I was thinking that when Jackson was talking, it's like it must be nice.
yeah.
Because
then it doesn't matter what you do. It's just your metabolism's just kind of gone to shit, and so I still have. I've always had the fervor for cycling. Every single day. But I thought it was good for me mentally to just take the break when I'm younger. But now,
Can't.
yeah,
That's you
about
forget how. It's like the old person doing Sudoku.
yeah,
It's like if I stop, I'll forget how to ride.
yeah, exactly.
there's only so many days left.
Yeah.
I know.
We got to keep going.
I know.
Yeah.
Sam, you sound like you already started, man.
No, I was actually having this conversation with my wife last night, just in the sense that I was like, yeah, doing an hour ride. At one point, this last weekend, my scheduled thing was an hour and 40 minutes. And I'm like, who wants to be on the train
Right.
for an hour 40?
Yeah.
It's November. I have no need
Yeah.
for that in my life. And so anyway, I did it. And
No.
I'm stupid. When somebody tells me to do something, I'm like, game on.
Who's telling you?
Train a
computer.
road.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. So
jerk.
you're doing those
Yeah.
those preconceived programs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. And so I'll just do that to maintain fitness. And then my plan for this year
Immaculate
is,
coaching. I just came up with that.
yeah. Yep. I'm going to start January kicking it off harder
Yeah.
with doing more high intensity stuff. And then I'm going to Maui again for 10 days in. Yeah.
Watch out for those
Now-
logs
now-
on the road.
Now I'm
Too
Guardrails.
soon. Too soon.
Don't
Now
do all
I'm
Chloe Dygard
addicted.
on us.
God.
I'm
really-
addicted to Maui now. That
Yes.
you
Isn't it
So I
incredible?
didn't take my bike, but
Yeah.
driving the roads, I'm like, why, gotta have
Why
my
would
bike?
you not
my wife,
have a bike?
My wife's like, why would you ride a bike here?
It's
amazing.
it's amazing,
Yeah.
especially on the backsides. It's just oh my gosh, wide open roads with no cars. But anyways, I'm going there in March, and then I plan
Just
to come
logs.
back and go full on. I have a friend who's like going all in for gravel, and so he'll be a good training partner for doing stuff. I'll maybe do some of those.
Have you ever thought of doing the Race to the Sun or whatever it's called?
I don't.
I'm totally
Yeah.
I would like to figure out a way to go to Maui.
The only
during
problem is that I don't go uphill fast, and that whole thing's
it's
a hill.
10,000
Hills,
feet.
Yeah.
hills are dumb.
It's a
Yeah,
10,000.
hills are dumb.
It's
I'm
a
with you.
race up 10,000 feet.
Yeah.
Hills are
To
for
the top.
assholes.
Yeah.
What's the winning time? Like 2 hours and 40 minutes and 10
I
miles?
think that
It's like-
Wood, right? What's his name on?
You know what? I bought this leash, and I'd like to leash it around the show and gain control of it back. Is that okay? Here, boy. Whoa, big fella. Does anybody build base anymore? Is there such thing? I remember when we first started the winter training, it was always like steady miles, easy, build the base, build a strength base, just go in the gym, do all this kind of stuff. Does anybody do that anymore? Because I now that we've changed, you look at Trainer Road, you look at System, you look at these types of programs. It's a lot of, especially for real working adults, it's kind of a time crunch program, and it's a lot more intensity based. I remember growing up thinking it's kind of like sitting too close to the TV. I was told you don't sit too close to the TV. And nowadays we have VR helmets where it's the lens is like 2 inches from your eyes. So it's like I grew up going, don't go fast in the winter. Don't go fast in the winter. Hold that off. Ride a fixed gear bike in the winter. That kind of a thing. And now it's like, no, go bro, fuck it, go hard right out of the gates. So does anybody focus on that base fitness, or when you get back into it, when you start back in that training mode, do you just go, I'm gonna suffer until I can't?
I think that back in college days, that's what, like, being on the west side, you'd go out and every single weekend was back-to-back 60, 80s, starting in, like, November all the way until, But now, like, I don't have time for that, and I'm not going to lie, I don't really want to do that. So, no, like, I just condense it to where, like, once the weather starts getting better, that's where you start throwing in those longer miles.
Yeah.
And then just do intensity.
What are you going to plan for the season, though? Because I'm thinking about us old fucks, us old masters. Jackson, you and Sam. It's kind of funny that you're at opposite ends of the bar, but you guys are going to have longer distances to cover than the rest of us are. I mean, our longest race next year is probably going to be 3 hours at the best. Would you
probably. If there's 3 hours is probably a good.
So what do you? I mean, did you guys have to consider base miles to have the legs up to that, or do you just wait until spring and do some long miles?
As I always say when building a good building, you never start with a good base and you just hope it doesn't fall over. So that's what I.
Wow.
That's how I.
Fuck
feel
it, I'm
about
doing speed work.
Yeah. So I mean, I'll be honest. How I start my training is I train as if I have not stopped training, and I just ride like hell.
You go in, balls to the wall, assuming that you have the same FTP as you did 2 months ago.
And I don't.
Yeah.
And I know that, and that's why I always work myself to that. And I have always found that when I ride straight out of the gates from not really riding to those numbers, it's really helped me, just because I've always been the person that works off intensity ever since I played soccer. It's been like just purely that for me, and it's worked. So I mean, if it's worked in the past, I think I'll do it again. That's what I did last year. It was just like stick with the same numbers and do the intense workouts that are going to suck in the beginning, and then after a while they feel a little bit more and more normal.
Jump in though and say that you're gonna be up in the 1-2s. And that's a different game, because like then you have like 90-mile road races.
You need 5 hour training rides.
But the thing is that when I'm riding with you guys, that happens before the first race even happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So really, it's
we're still
I work my way into it. Yeah.
We're still, us old fucks are still stupid and going out there and doing 4+ hour training rides.
Yeah, when you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're racing 3 hours, you should do 4 hour rides.
Yeah.
When I was 21 and you were 21, we were doing 5 hour rides.
No, when I was 21, I was rowing crew for the college rowing team, and I was
21,
drunk a lot.
you could have totally,
But not in
like,
the spring
nobody
semester. Not in the
remembers.
spring semester because we stopped then. No.
But no, like in February, when I was 21, I was out on. It was about hours. On your ass, and I'd be out for 5 hours.
Yeah.
I'd be out on 5 hours on Saturday and 5 hours on Sunday, and it'll come. You'll hate the 5 hour ride, but in April and May, that'll really pay dividends.
And I will say also, I feel like, and you were the witness. We rode 100 miles, and I feel like the intensity stayed the entire time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I because I'm going to be doing some gravel focused races next year, I will still be doing
LFG.
some of those long rides.
Gravel privateers. Let's go.
Yeah.
I
right?
hate that word.
I know.
Which one?
Every
Gravel
word.
privateers.
Paul hates every word that has gravel.
I just do
in
it to
I
poke
love
'em.
racing on gravel, but plodding around at 14 miles an hour is not fun.
That's
Those
not gravel
14
racing, though.
miles
I
an
don't do
hour.
14 miles an hour.
If you're not holding 450 watts, you're not
Yeah,
pedaling.
but the terrain stops you.
You're
from
gonna
going
tip
fast.
over, fucker.
Jackson, at your, like right now, in the categories you're racing in, your intensity is gonna get you to the ones twos. Like Sam said, though, in the ones twos, there's guys that are putting 16 to 22 hours a week.
yeah, and that's
riding.
why I'm a
And
normal
you-
person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right,
so,
right.
yeah.
We all have jobs.
They also
absolutely.
They also have small dicks and are going through their second divorce.
yes.
Well,
Yes.
yes, but we also looking at his age.
There are some 16-hour guys going, how the fuck did he know that?
I think when you're like 35 to
Here's the-
50, that makes a lot of sense. When you're his age, he's got maybe a little time. I know, you have a family. I mean, essentially, but
Yeah.
it's kind of like once you get to the ones twos, then you could pick a specialty. Like if you want to do crits, then train 2 hours a day.
Yeah.
2 hours a day
Jackson's
is fine.
A crit rider. Like guarantee it. Like
So-
you would do fine in the one.
So
twos.
yeah, it's just kind of like picking what you want to be good at. 130-mile road races.
That's a lot.
So
Yeah.
let's talk to me about. I want to kind of keep this on the winter concept, but talk to me about cross training. I know cross country skiing, running, Paul and his stairs, stuff like. I don't mean like the stairs in his house. I mean it's just like time to go potty, and he's slowly shuffling up the stairs.
Oh,
I made it. Yeah, hey, we'll all be, and I didn't even pedal myself.
Wow.
No, I'm telling you, Paul's got this stair workout that is just
Yeah.
from Satan. It is so
I
bad.
like it.
Yeah, of course you like it. So talk to me. Does anybody have any plans for cross country? I said cross country because I know Sam's gonna. Yeah. Do you go first for cross training?
So Jackson and I will be up in Mount Spokane this
I never
winter.
said anything.
Yeah, you're gonna. I know. I'll just show up at your door and knock until you come out.
What size is your shoe? I got a great pair of boots.
I have a size 15 shoe, in case anybody's curious.
Crazy, I do too.
That's crazy.
And he's got a spare set of
I have a
skis
spare
and-
set.
Yeah.
It's wild. So
Yeah.
it's totally in-proportional.
Yeah. Oh no,
but-
the 15s don't fit.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So
I heard they rent.
I will likely do cross country. I'm actually really excited for cross country skiing, just to get like longer hours in the weekend, and then I'll do all of my typical core strengthening stuff, and do some cross training with all that. PT.
Zwift / Trainer Road /
Yeah.
whatever online platform.
Yep. Until spring comes, and then I'll start picking it up with you guys.
Yeah. Jack, you have a gym. Jackson, you have a gym membership.
I do, yeah.
Yeah. Are you?
Am I going to use it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. I just like to use it for like the strength building purposes. Yeah, but I'll probably try to use it once a week, but that'll start when my motivation is high and then might taper when it's a little bit lower, but it's nice to have.
I'm kind of jealous of the waiting for the motivation to come thing, because I am waiting for the motivation to come.
It's been years.
And the guilt is fucking overriding. It is just like, oh, fuck, I'm gonna be so bad. It's because I'm in the midst of the big time of work, and I've got another 2 weeks of it, and then funny enough, I start another 8 weeks of it. But so I don't know. It's hard to get the shit going. But my cross training this year, I don't know what I'm gonna do. It's gonna obviously be riding it indoor, chasing cartoons in one way, shape, or form. I do strength training. In fact, right now I'm in the middle of a Dare Be challenge at work. I'm doing the 10,000 squats in 30 days. And so like today I had to do 220 squats just throughout the day, but I was like, oh God, I only got 20 more minutes. So I did like 180 squats and stuff, like just, no weights, just
Still
bopping up and down in my
really good
office.
for you.
But, so because of the guilt, it's just the fear of like losing anything that I had, and I'm fear of getting my ass handed to me by you fuckers in April.
that's inevitable.
Yeah, it is. It fucking is. Especially if we go anywhere higher than 3% grade.
Yeah. Well, it's like, I mean, what was the ride most recently? Not the one Valley Chapel. That was a different reason. But like, there was one where it was this last spring. You guys, I was hanging on for dear life, and you guys were just taking turns just absolutely destroying me. And I was like, I quit bikes. That's cool. This sucks.
Yeah.
That's going to happen every year.
Oh, man. Paul, what's your cross? I mean, actually, would you ride a fat bike if somebody handed it to you?
No.
You wouldn't do it.
No.
Okay.
No.
I knew everybody else to say yeah, but I
No.
was just asking.
No,
You wouldn't
I-
do Sam?
No.
You wouldn't?
I'm with him.
Really? Okay.
I think they're
Stupid.
yeah, they're a dumb invention.
I mean,
fun to ride.
I fell 4 times
That's
in
it.
one ride.
They're
It's
fun
like you
to
hit
ride,
a patch
but
of ice and it's your
Yeah,
gone.
but
Yeah.
try riding on skinny tires in that same scenario, and
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
won't.
but I wouldn't do that.
But the point is, but the point is it gets you out, and
Yes, yeah. But
Just 'cause
there's
your
also
back handling
skis that get you
skills-
out.
if
you
if
know,
the
yeah.
weather is
Couldn't-
bad enough, you need those little mittens on your handlebar.
Yeah.
Bogies.
That's not whatever. I don't even
You
care
need
about
those-
the
you
nomenclature.
need those
because
in
I'm
May.
that part. No, I
Yeah,
do.
you do.
Yeah.
I do. So, but I fat bikes don't interest me. I rode my old boss had one, and I thought these are kind of fun to kick around, but it would be another thing just to hang and collect dust in my house.
Yeah.
There's so few
I
amount
have
of times.
no idea what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Should we open that door?
Yeah,
Nope.
yeah, exactly. But it's just there's probably realistically in Spokane, there's probably you could probably go out today on a fat bike, and
Yeah.
I would have studded
you
tires.
could go
on
out
there.
on your road
That's
bike
about-
today.
If
If you didn't live on the South Hill, if you did not live on the South
I
Hill,
don't know
But,
about
but I do.
Yeah.
So
drive to the flatlands, you could ride.
No.
I don't drive for rides, and you had this conversation on your other podcast.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. I can't remember it. The only time I
Because
did.
you don't have a bike rack.
No, it has nothing to do with it. We went to Roselia to ride up.
Steptoe Butte.
Steptoe Butte. That's the only time I can think I ever
Why would
drove
you not just
somewhere,
ride all the way to Steptoe Butte?
because I don't have that much time in the day, and
It's not a fucking
and I'm
idiot.
old.
Start on
Yeah.
Friday night.
So,
Anyway, I'll get back.
yeah.
I'll
thanks
spin
for
it up
bringing
real
us back.
fast.
Thanks for putting a leash on
So
it.
to me is that no, I wouldn't do a fat bike. I would like it to get, if I get another bike, would be a cross bike, just for the simple fact that the geometry is closer to a road, that type of thing. I don't need suspension. Run 32 mil tires. I can ride a little bit in the shit.
It's a gravel bike.
What about
No,
what if you
no,
buy?
because
He
gravel
just doesn't
bikes
wanna
bottom
say
right.
it.
But now
The
some of
problem
the
is-
gravel bikes are getting way more aggressive. Like,
Yes, they are.
So,
And so what's the
that may
difference
be
between
the-
what's the difference between a gravel
probably
and
nothing.
no?
Yeah, like
I think bottom bracket height will be the difference. That's all it. But
So
you
what,
look at all
what
those.
are some training mistakes you guys have made over the years? Going out too hard, not doing enough, finding some new kind of Wim Hof method of showering.
That's stupid.
yeah, that's dumb.
This
Sam.
morning I got a brain freeze. Literally, I'm standing in the shower and I'm like,
You know,
Does it make you excited
Yeah,
for your
we'll go.
shower in the
We'll
morning?
go.
it
Wait.
actually does
That's
because I'm
stupid.
telling you, it's a thrill.
Are you
Yeah.
doing the breathing too?
Yep.
Yeah,
It's the only way you can get through it. The
that is
only way.
the best high in the world.
Yes.
You just fill your brain with oxygen, and the next thing you know, you're just like,
Like,
It's called
I'm invincible, motherfucker. Yeah.
if
that's
you just
great.
go get like a Slurpee and take like
Four hits of that.
big
Get the
hits of
same
that.
effect.
Same
So
effect.
there's this crazy thing that when you freeze, like your body starts to shut down, and like I'm telling you right now, that's the high, guys. Like that's what you're feeling. So like,
Wow.
don't. It's not good.
I hear it's a nice way to die.
Yeah,
I really.
I
you
wouldn't
just
mind
sleep.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind it.
Justin Short, who was on the Milehead show, is big into it, and
Did you see his post today?
Yeah, his post today. He's sitting in a big tub in his backyard.
See, that dude's way harder than me.
He goes out and he breaks it with breaks the ice with a hammer, and then he gets
What
in.
a legend.
Legend.
Oh yeah, that guy's crazy. That guy's a
he's got a
special kind of
screw
crazy.
loose.
But
yeah, he has multiple.
I love the guy to death, but I don't know if Wim Hof's helping him. He forgot his knee warmers and gloves for like 4 weeks.
He didn't forget him. He just doesn't need him.
He doesn't need
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It's too tough.
Yeah.
It's too tough.
Yeah.
It's not Sub-Zero.
Would
He doesn't
any
feel cold.
are there actually either mistakes or any fads you've fallen into? For example, I remember the first year I found the Sufferfest. I started doing it really intensely, but I was on a Tunturi indoor bike, a stationary bike, and it was like you're adjusting the resistance,
Tension,
and it was just I couldn't finish any of the workouts, and I did that almost a good chunk of the winter, and it was not working, and this is before smart trainers and anything like that, and that was just the dumbest thing I'd ever done. But there are things that I remember, like from the Olympic Training Center, that I wish I could reincorporate back into my training. Actually, gym workouts, like not like gymnasium workouts, like tumbling and stuff like that, where you're reminding yourself crash techniques and things like that, and you're. Even playing basketball. The funniest thing I'd ever seen is a bunch of the U.S. Olympic junior team playing basketball. Yeah. It's like a 40-minute game, and with 2-point buckets, it was like 6-8 by the end of it. But we ran all over the fucking place, and it was a great workout, and I just remember those years. And it was also the social dynamic of it, which really helped. How many of us are gonna train socially this year? Probably none of us, right?
All of
So-
us.
Well, we can alter it. Yeah, I mean, we
Yeah.
could have like a training session.
I hear
Maybe,
like in a garage.
Yeah,
I hear.
exactly.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
what we're gonna do.
With a bunch of trainers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll see if
Sounds
it comes
fun.
together. Yeah.
So tell me about the mistakes you guys have made. I mean, I don't know, Jackson. If you haven't made any mistakes, you just keep getting.
You're just
faster.
young.
Yeah.
Too.
I haven't had too many opportunities to make too many mistakes. I think something I would really like to rediscover is I really would like to play indoor soccer again.
Really?
I think
Really?
Yeah, I think after so many years I've been getting back into the sport a little bit, and I think what would change it for me is like playing it without the pressure, playing it with the fun,
Yeah.
But it's so fast paced that you never really know what the hell's going on. And so you're always sprinting everywhere trying to get the ball. And so that's something I would like to refine, but I don't really think that's probably going to happen for me.
Need a goalkeeper? I'll play with you.
Seriously.
I'm fucking serious.
Yeah.
If you
I would
actually
do it.
want to play, my wife.
It's
plays
I'd
too.
play.
it's awesome. I'd
join a
just-
league. It'd be something that you have to go to something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It'd be really cool. But no. Other than that, I haven't had too many opportunities to make the mistakes. I think once I start aging a little bit more, then I'll really discover like what works more for me and what I need to really like
Yeah.
dial back on. So
Gentlemen, just as a panel, if you've made a gigantic mistake, we don't have to go all across the panel, but if somebody's like, oh my God, I got a funny fuck up I did. Did anybody do a funny fuck up? No, Paul's just done it perfectly his entire life.
No. I made just like Jackson says.
Yeah.
The thing is what we read all these books. We had Eddie B. We had Lamont.
Yeah.
But you have to find what works for you. We always think there's a silver bullet.
Yeah.
That's gonna if everybody did this, that's how you're gonna like FTP training. All of a sudden it's like, wait a minute, right now, it's a gravitating to basically
Away
zone
from
2.
FTP. Yeah.
Yeah, zone 2 type training, which is basically what we're talking about, base training.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just everything you'll find out through years because there's always next year. So
God, you're the worst.
I had to throw that in.
Cross is coming.
well,
Cross is coming.
Happy
There it
wife
is.
is a happy. No.
the three of us have been
Lord.
saying that for the past 3 years,
Yeah.
so it's
That's
locked
it.
in our brains. Yeah.
Oh.
Does anybody have any dietary plans? It's funny that we're all sitting around with beers on the table, and a
I'm
bottle
switching to
of-
lot of
hard
bourbon.
ass.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. Does
It'll
anybody
be here
incorporate
every
a diet,
Tuesday.
or do you just eat less, or do you just say, fuck it, I'm going to lose it in April?
For me, I'm trying to eat better, not as like processed foods.
Better, not less.
Yeah. Just better quality. If you eat good quality food, you know, good square meal like the old fashioned, you are full. You don't need to. It's
If you
processed
prepare
foods.
your meals.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
It's a huge.
It's huge. It's a better feeling afterwards. I don't feel bloated or nasty.
My wife just came back from a doctor's appointment today, and she was talking about weight loss tips, and the doctor told her that we should be finishing eating by 6 o'clock.
Whoa.
And that is, first of all, is she telling
it's
us we
after
need to go to
6.
the fucking buffet at 4 o'clock in the afternoon?
That's-
And, you know, and
That's
I need to pull my
crazy.
pants up a lot higher and complain about
That's me,
kids. But
I'm done eating by 6.
you're done eating by
Yeah.
6.
Really?
I have my meals
How
at 5.
do you
Yeah, but-
do that? I get home.
He gets
Oh,
off
yeah,
work
that's
at
the thing. It's like
3:30.
it's just a
even
work schedule.
even before I had this job, we always ate and we were done by 6.
I get home at
You
10
sit
to
down
6.
to dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I get home at 10 to 6 and I start cooking.
You work a crazy day though, like a long
but,
day.
But I'm leaving at 5. I mean, I'm leaving at 5, but it just takes.
He's
yeah,
at
yeah.
Super One for about an hour.
picking on his bourbon.
I know.
Yeah,
We-
well, picking up burger and talking to people. We know how
Oh,
much
yeah,
he likes
he
to
talks
talk
a
to people.
lot.
That's
Um,
happy hours was a day.
I'm with you in that, like, this last year, I mean, and I guess the last several years, start, like, where I just go off of really focusing on if I'm hungry or not, which leads me into the intermittent fasting thing. So I don't eat until, like, 1 in the afternoon, which is my lunch break.
Yeah.
And then but I don't usually, like, I get home later, and so I don't finish eating until, like, 7:30, right?
Yeah.
But so that's me, and then I usually try to really focus on getting, like, I switched to more of a plant-based diet like a few years ago.
okay.
So eating more of that and less of that
more
really
processed
heavy stuff.
food. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, more of veggies.
I've
More
been
soy
Yeah.
proteins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been doing I stop eating at 8 and I start eating at noon. I've just it works. It's a piece of cake for me.
Because then you're
It's just
hungry when and it's just
Yeah.
So we do that. I mean, we sometimes we eat a little late, but this summer we ate every morning. I'm not a big fan of hard-boiled eggs. I don't care about egg salad sandwiches are just gross me out. But hard-boiled eggs in the morning, I'll have like 2. My wife will have 2. We both lost 20 pounds this summer. I was riding a lot.
Mm-hmm.
She was running a fair amount, but we both just we wouldn't eat from about 7 at night, get up about 7. So there's 12 hours. She'd do her run. I'd do my ride. About 10 o'clock, we'd couple eggs. About 2 o'clock,
So
we'd
this is
have a light
after the
lunch.
workout.
Mhm.
There is something to be said. There are studies about working out.
And
on an empty
I've
stomach.
read that with marathon training and such
Yeah.
is when your body has to pull calories for a workout, it starts getting used to that. Like, okay, I didn't get fed, but there's something in the tank somewhere. And so, yeah, we totally don't eat prior to workout, and then 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. So you're getting pretty close to that, 14 hours without
it's
food.
just you're going into like ketosis type
Mhm.
stuff. Yeah.
So let me ask you a little shift of gears here in terms of training. When do you make it happen? The time crunch cyclist is something that happens to everybody. The real world cyclist, not an accountant who just leaves whenever he wants to and hops on his Trekmadone and rides to
Self-employed.
fucking Starbucks and back and then calls it a day.
12
Yes, I have a problem with accountants. And I have a problem with
And
super
dentists.
bikes and dentists.
Dentists.
Usually
You're
I pick on
anti-dentist.
dentists.
You have a
I'm
lot of
anti-dentist.
problems with people.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fuck am I doing here with you assholes? But when do you fit the time in? For example, I'll choose my own life. I get up at 6 a.m. I work until 5:30ish. I come home and the last thing I want to do is hop on a trainer. And so I'll cook dinner, and my wife and I'll sit down after dinner, and I'm asleep within 45 minutes, which is not good for your diet either.
Yep.
But that's it. This time of year. So how do you guys plan on fitting it in? First of all, if anybody at this bar is a morning workout person, you can just get the fuck out right now. Paul, you are? You really are.
I was, definitely.
Really?
My schedule doesn't allow it now, but
Like what
I'll
time?
incorporate. I used to wake up about 4:45 and then hop on the morning ride.
Yeah.
What time did you get up? But you did the morning rides. What time
God,
did you get up?
occasional. What time do they start? 5:30.
Yeah,
5:20
Five
is when I got up.
5:45.
When you get up.
Yeah, I literally had my chamois on
Like,
when I went
yeah.
to bed.
Yeah, go to sleep.
Training time. You slept the whole
Slept,
hour.
yeah.
I
So
did an
I would-
8-hour ride, motherfucker.
I wake up about 4:45, make a pot of coffee, or actually French press, pour some in the thermos for my wife, go out,
Really?
down it while I got ready, check my bike out, hop on, ride, come back, throw off my gear. Because of my trade, I didn't really have to smell good.
Oh,
so
okay.
No.
I just threw on the
Yep. I
threw
still
on my
smell
work
like that.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm in an attic
winked
crawl
at me.
space, you know.
Yeah, it stinks
Doing
up there anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I do that, come home, and it was the best. That was the best
Well,
situation.
and you come home and you've already worked out, so you can literally just
Yeah,
start
you just-
pounding beers.
that's when you start
There's
making
no-
dinner.
Yeah, I mean, there's no
You can
rules.
get absolutely
You
drunk off your ass.
I mean, seriously,
Every single
if
night.
you get up,
Burn the calories. Might as well bring them back.
Yeah.
for a couple of years when we were training seriously, more recently running, my wife would get me up at 4 a.m. and we'd go out for 6 to 10 miles. She had to start work at 7. I mean, if you have a real job, you start work at 7 or 8 or whatever, and you still got to do it. But you get off work at 4 o'clock.
Yeah,
you
there's
can
too
do
many things.
whatever
that-
the fuck you want.
I have
There's
set
no,
my alarm.
and you're in bed at 8. By the way, because you're tired. It sets a precedence. You're like, all right, I'm fucking. It's 7:30.
I have set my alarm. I just muted Jack. I have set my alarm for like 5 a.m. so many times. Alarm goes off.
Snooze.
I snap it. I just like, fuck this. I'm not. No way. I've gone to bed. I've laid out my kit. It's on. I've laid out my kit. I've done everything. I'm like, okay, I mean it this time. And I have done this for 50 years. You know, I've done this every year. So this time I mean it.
Yeah.
And I never do. Jackson, when do you are you just you're waiting for that
Label.
beacon, that midnight, ghost hanging over your bed? Jackson, time to work out.
No, I wish I would. I usually do it after
After work.
after I've worked. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I work a pretty like high intensity job as
You
it
do.
is, so I mean that's pretty good workout. So that's a good reason why I don't lose a base, I think. But I also after work, I'm okay with doing it in the evening, especially because like for probably the first or second day, that I would have worked out. I'm alone, so I don't have to go home.
Oh,
to
nurse
anyone.
wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, nurse wife.
So she's at another place anyways, and then the third night, it's always easy, just because I don't. Whenever I'm doing inside stuff, it's just kind of 30 minutes. But I'm usually after work. I get off at 4, get home, and then just kind of get into it.
But don't you think, Pat, that it's really depending on the individual? So I've always been a morning person, so
of
I can do
course.
it. And
Yeah.
so that you shouldn't. I'm not saying I'm not trying to help you, but you shouldn't shame yourself because you can't do it in the morning.
But
I have no motivation in the afternoon, which is the opposite of the morning. I have to stay away from my wife because she can't even. She's not a morning person.
Yeah.
I tiptoe, drop the coffee off, tiptoe out, do
Yeah.
my stuff. But
See, my problem is morning's really the only time I can fit it in right now, and I'm not fitting it in. So it's just going away. It's not happening.
If you did it for a week, you would do it after that. I guarantee it's so hard to get
But I
started.
don't want
Or you'd never do it again.
I know.
I tell you what,
you
this-
need a buddy. You
Okay,
really
that's what I was
need
gonna
a
say.
buddy to show up and make you accountable.
how about this?
So Paul's gonna be in my bedroom going, "Get up, motherfucker." My
put-
wife
No,
be
I'm
like,
gonna text
First
you.
tugging on your toe.
I'll text you. And
Tugging on your toe. Come on, buddy.
how about this? If I text you and say, "Hey,
Yeah.
get up. I'll do something with you at the same time, whether it's yoga or you do
You
your
guys can
cross or squats
FaceTime.
or something.
FaceTime each other.
We'll
Wait,
do
so
it for
what
a
time
week.
do you have to
How about
arrive?
this?
But it's
No,
hard
Pat.
getting that week going.
How about
God, you know what? I'm leaning against my mic right now because I'm running out of excuses. Because you guys are just like going, "Hey, man,
We're so
Let's fix your
how
problem.
about
It became that.
we're gonna
podcast.
FaceTime. Pat,
how about,
you and I are gonna
how about I
FaceTime.
feed you? But first, I'll chew the food, and then I'm going to put it in your mouth.
Second to Charlie's.
As another
It's a
non-morning
great restaurant.
as another non-morning person, I think the excuse you have one more excuse. You say you just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Well, that's 1,000% correct.
So
But if you
I am
did it,
also feeling that
1000%
way.
if you got on the horse after that first week and you made this your routine, all of this conversation tonight on your part would be
But am I going to become one of those perky assholes?
Yep.
No,
You know,
no.
she's like,
Yep.
hey,
No.
good
Everybody
morning,
you hate.
sunshine. Somebody's got
Everybody.
a case of the
Yep.
Mondays.
the accountants. Yeah.
No, you won't.
Each.
You just
You'll be
you do
tired
it.
all the time.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
You'll be going to bed at 7.
Going through the motions at about 4 o'clock. Your bitch is like,
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to bounce through, but just in terms of time. Tell me about some of the insane things you've done in the past. Like, I know a guy. I don't think I know the guy. I just heard the story of the guy who would hop on his trainer and ride for the entire duration of Monday Night Football.
Oh,
long time.
That's like
That's
3
3
hours.
hours, yeah.
Are there any insane?
ever do that.
Are there any insane workouts during the winter that you've done? I know Jackson's done one, and
Yeah.
I've done one too.
Mm-hmm.
And tell me about that. And would you ever even approach that again, Jackson?
No.
Tell me what it was.
No way in hell.
Yeah,
would I-
tell
I'm never
everybody
gonna.
what it
I'm
was.
never gonna do the knighthood of
Oh, yeah,
Sufferlandria
that was
again. That was probably like
how many hours is that?
that's 10 hours,
It was
10
over
straight
10.
hours.
Yeah, it's
you
10.
get 10-minute breaks in between.
On a trainer.
Yeah,
yeah.
that was
I'll
probably
never be the same again.
Yeah,
I'd be tempted.
Probably
only
no
just
kids.
purely out of
It's
like-
great. It's cool to do. I'm not gonna lie.
It is
it's
pretty
cool.
cool.
To do. It is cool to say you've done it. It's not cool to say you're going to do it again.
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever. Yeah, I would never do it again. It was just
No, it's one of those. I mean, I'd never ride across the state again.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
like it's a really weird sensation because it's like you think, oh, the first 5 videos that doesn't sound like a lot when you say it, but then when you hit that 5th video, it's like, oh man, I'm done and I have 5 more to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably one of the hardest things I've ever done.
So if people don't know, it is 10 Sufferfest videos back to back, and they have to be a minimum amount of time.
They have to be like
I think
45 minutes or something like
plus,
that,
yeah. And you do them with no more than a 10-minute rest in between. And so you've got 10 videos to about 10 hours with to add 10 minutes in between, and you're down here all day. It's on our YouTube channel. The entire thing I videotaped not videotaped. Jesus Christ, I'm old. I recorded, and it is exactly pout. But it's the whole thing is on there of your attempt, and it's brutal, but it's kind of cool. I'm looking at you, Sam, because I think
Came on, bitches.
You're the next
I am
man.
willing to die.
Really?
Oh, I would do it. Yeah, I mean, I would hate myself. For
and then
it at
all
the
this,
end, but
and then
it's-
all the people on Wahoo have to call you sir.
Yeah,
Woo,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
you get some stickers.
You did.
Wow.
That's about it.
I got a sticker.
Yeah, you do have a sticker.
It's and they're hard workouts. Now, mind you, a lot of people, I will say, actually reduce it to about 80% of the full
Yeah.
intensity.
So, but okay,
That's the
so
best
like
idea
say
to do.
whatever my FTP is, they base every single workout off of that.
yep.
But you
Fuck me.
Now, what you do is but then
Ouch.
but then
All right,
you
game
go
on.
in you go into the program and you reduce that
that's
intensity
gotta do
to
that.
80%. Because if you
Yeah.
don't, if you're doing them at full
You'll be
percent,
4 into
you'll
it
be
and
shredded.
You
Yeah,
didn't
done.
realize the mama raised a little bitch.
Yeah.
Well,
Good
okay,
point.
get 5 videos in.
Good point.
I'll let you do that.
Anybody else have something stupid, absolutely
I got a
asinine
stupid
that
one.
they've done?
Paul would like this.
Yeah.
I did an 8-hour yoga session.
Why?
8 hours?
Crazy.
You were
Yeah.
just trying to
No,
get to
no,
the
no.
point where you could
How
you
zen
could
were
suck
you?
your own dick.
I
That's what you're
could do
trying
that
to do.
before I even started. My kids aren't listening.
Now,
The
how-
flexibility. Yeah.
So
how do you do
so
that?
back in
The 8 hours or the other?
the 8 hours.
8 hours
different.
of
I didn't need the details of the other thing.
No, it was
Well,
good point.
so.
going through the steps in my mind.
8 hours of yoga. Let me
Yeah.
clarify.
Oh,
that.
you take out
How-
your
how
middle
would you-
vertebrae.
Yeah.
No, it's a rib. It's a rib.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
Take the
Marilyn
rib out.
Manson.
Break
Yeah.
a rib.
Anyway,
Anyways, the 8 hours.
I knew a guy, a yogi, and he put together a position by position guide in paper. Like he actually made printed copies. It was kind of
It's called The Joy of Sex.
It was
was like
similar
a
to
text
that.
My dad had it at his nightstand.
Yeah.
No, don't tell me that's
Stop.
true.
Stop.
Anyway, go
Save
ahead.
that for a long run.
Okay.
Um,
okay.
Anyway, and so the thing was we about 6 or 8 of us showed up to his studio, and we were going to go through page by page of this book he created as a
Kama Sutra.
kind of no, didn't even go down that road.
Never
But
been the
anyway,
same
so-
since he left.
Yes.
I'm scared.
Just
read the book.
Yeah, I just read the book. So anyway, yeah, that was it.
So
Was
it's nonstop?
It was a long. We had a break in the middle. Yeah,
Are you
and then it was back at it.
You can't say that and not let me think.
Yeah, there's so much stuff to deal with here.
You guys,
So much sexual
so
jokes to
childish.
unpack.
Fucking 13.
What has happened to this show?
Wow.
We were talking about
Jackson's
bikes.
supposed to be reining this
I know.
in.
Now
And
he's
he's
keep
part of
going.
it,
Keep
right?
going.
Stoked the
I know,
fire.
I know.
Keep going.
He's like, I can't think of it.
Jackson's you're just off the fucking chain, man.
I love that.
I have done some
I
things
won't do
where-
it again.
I have done some
Please
things
don't.
where I have done a workout where it's like I have, for example, upstairs we have an elliptical, we have a treadmill, we have obviously the stationary bike, where I will do each machine for like 45 minutes, back to back to back to back to back, and you burn up time, but you're not frying your brain
On one thing.
Yeah, where you're just and I won't. My running is not much. So what I'll do is I'll put the treadmill on an angle and do like a hill walk, a fast walk, like 4 miles an hour or something like that, where you're kind of going boom, 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 and then I'll hop on the bike. And I always double the bike, so I bookend it with the bike. So I go bike, treadmill, elliptical, bike, kind of a thing like that. And you just time is gone before you know it. Or I've done Zwift base rides where I'll ride for 30 minutes, get off, do a calisthenic workout, hop on, ride for 30 minutes, get off, do a calisthenic workout. Next thing I know, I've burned like 2.5 hours. It's a great way to pass time. And I remember, Paul, you were always looking at me going, what the fuck
It's like
are you doing on
circuit
your-"
training of the.
Yeah. You were like, what the fuck are you doing on Zwift for 2.5 hours? I'm like, it worked, And that was the year I was training for like Belgian waffle and stuff like that, because I'm so paranoid about going into the spring and not having that base. I mean, my brain is so focused on 1980s style of training that I seriously think I need a coach, but I don't have the ego to pay for one.
I don't think a coach. I don't think a coach is going to do you much more than like some of the programs if you really stick to them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been coached before, and if I look back on it, it was good at the time. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of it was just like plug and play. Like this is the same workout that you did 4 weeks ago, and you're going to do it again.
And it's the same as the
It's
Trainer
just like he's
Road
just
or
entering
Zwift
it.
or-
Yeah. So I don't know.
When it comes to coaches, I think everybody's an individual, just like what motivates us.
But
You
it
know, like we're talking about.
accountability.
Yeah.
But I think there's accountability, but also there is some people need that person that's motivating them,
Yeah.
and that's good. And some people have self motivation; they can do that on their own. I'll never disparage cycling coaches. I think they do a really good service to some people, and I think some of them try to make money, just like any other business.
Sure.
You know what I mean? They're just like regenerate. They just copy and cut and paste and send you a copy. So, I think it's good to be. I think for me, if I look at like motivation, I have to have accountability, whether it's a group ride or in somebody's garage on a Sunday, whatever in the wintertime. You got to find what motivates you, and that's the key to this whole thing, I think.
So to wrap this whole kind of thing up, we have talked about our good old fashioned, I call them roller parties because that's what we always used to call them. We've talked about roller parties. We've talked about, well, we ourselves here did a virtual stage race during the COVID years, and I had a lot of fun with that. What's the motivation to do something like that, and what's the motivation to follow through with something like that? Does anybody like, yeah, I'll do it, but then it's always like, oh no, I got a thing, and the next thing you know, there's two guys in a garage, and both of them feel a little awkward, and the one proposes to do an 8-hour yoga class, and the next thing you know, you're never seen again. Yeah. Totally sounded like a Dahmer thing. I'm just telling you, Jack. It just sounded creepy.
That's maybe why I won't do it again.
Yeah.
It changed me.
It's the same issue as like getting group rides started, right? Like you have to have somebody that's just committed to doing it. It's like that's why it was successful back when I was doing God, I hated those. Like I did not want to go. It was Monday. No, it was Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And I just remember thinking so many times, like, God, I don't want to go. But it's like, well, I have to because I'm leading this. Yeah. And so it is that, like, just requiring commitment. And I'm more than happy to commit to 1 day a week.
Yeah.
But I definitely will never do 3 days a week again.
Yeah. And then you always get for example, I know there's a local club here that is talking about with RGT. They sent in specific routes to RGT, and RGT reanimates those routes. Yeah. And they want to have them done as races over the winter. It's like, hey, everybody, let's go out and race a course that we locally know. You have the ability to do that with that platform. Would you do that?
That's who that guy is. It's through Strava, right?
It's the ODZ guys who are doing it, I think. But somebody new following you on Strava. Somebody's new following me on Strava too, and it's freaking me out.
Somebody new was following me on Strava.
What the?
All right,
fuck?
what's going on?
Yeah, who's this?
We'll have to get together after the shows.
Yeah, exactly. Just trace this guy down.
Yeah,
kick the shit out of
some bot.
Some bot.
Yeah.
Vladimir. Yes. He's a follower. Thank you, Elon Musk, for taking away bots. So, okay. Talk to me about, and Jack, you kind of brought this up in a text stream today about bike upgrades, about equipment upgrades. Are there any kind of upgrades you'd like to do this winter? Any types of things you're like going, okay, and we could go realistic. We got to go within a realistic budget range. Yes, we started out the show talking about if I had $750 million. We all know we would all be in an LBS. Buying bikes like, it was toilet paper before COVID. But what would be your upgrades if this winter allowed you a certain allotment? We're going to get into the Christmas gifts as we get closer to Christmas, but what would you do?
I think what I really like to do is I am a guy who I do believe in the aerodynamic gains of it all. Okay. And so like I get into it, but I don't get too crazy about it, I think. So I believe in like the power of like an aero helmet, for instance. Like I year round from January 1st to December 31st, I run an aero helmet all the time.
Yeah. And it's not you now. Let's be specific. You're not wearing one of those fucking
I'm not wearing a time trial helmet.
Mushroom helmets.
Wait, your POC helmet is considered a...
Yeah.
What was the one with the one with the goggle frame on it?
Oh, that was a Giro.
Giro.
Yeah.
God, that thing was ugly.
Yeah.
Looked like a Nintendo character.
Yeah. But I like the comment or the question Sam gave. It's like it doesn't really like you can't tell it's too aero. Yeah. That's what I like about it. Like when racing, I believe in like skin suits, stuff like that. So those are like the things that I really like to key in on. Like
you gonna get the aero socks that
I do.
What's his name wore on the hour record?
Probably not those, but
$15,000.
Those are expensive.
Yeah.
But like,
Jesus.
But like I also like race socks here and there. But it's just I find that like the little things that I know might help in a little advantage. Those are the things that I'm willing to go for.
Okay. So such as
Like I said, like an arrow helmet or
helmets,
like
okay.
like
So you want to
Shoe
upgrade those stuff.
covers.
yeah, shoe covers, deeper wheels,
suit.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. One of those topics is preview coming attractions, right? Yeah. Jack, if you had a
$1 million.
mildly limited budget,
$1 million. That's not
No,
much
no.
these days.
No, it is.
That doesn't go very far.
So I did again buy a new bike. It's top level, great stuff. Then I start looking at it. It's like, well, do I need ceramic bearing derailleur
yeah,
Always.
pulleys?
That'd
Okay,
be pretty
I mean,
cool.
like, do
I
I
don't know if it
upgrade?
would
Do
make
I
a difference.
upgrade this stuff? I mean, is it a big deal? I mean, it'd probably make a bigger difference if I actually trued my rear disc brake. Then it wouldn't rub. It's really hard. I mean, it's giving me a good workout, but I'm just telling you, if I spin it and it like stops in 3 revolutions, then I'm,
yeah.
You're
We got
training
some work
though.
to do.
That's
I'm in
what-
training mode.
Yeah. That's right.
But I think money well spent is like wheel sets, depending upon what you're doing, depending upon aerodynamics.
Still haven't glued my tires on yet, Paul.
What?
I will.
So,
We'll do a video.
but
Want to do a video?
Okay.
I thought you guys were doing a video here.
Well, we didn't
Yeah,
finish.
but the thing is,
my
is
valve
valve
extensions
finished.
were
Yeah.
fucked. Yeah.
But wheel sets, bearings, power meters.
Yeah.
I mean, these things are kind of the, not out of the bike shop bike that you buy.
Yeah.
Or wherever you buy your bike. That the upgrades seem to make a big difference. I mean, a wheel set these days is aero and big dished and all that. There's so many applications where you would not ride that wheel set. You can't just buy like my wheel sets, 45. I think it's a 45 millimeter aero rim, and I can't even like let go of my bars in a slight crosswind. So kind of makes me think, well, I need another set of wheels in case I'm
Jesus,
doing
do
a
a fucking
road
push
race.
up, man.
I let go of my
Actually,
bars.
right?
I
Oh, when
of
you
my
let go of your bars.
Yeah.
Oh, you let
when
go
I let
of
go
your
of my
bars.
bars, I'm like, oh, fucking shit. And gotta grab my bars,
Yeah.
Like when I was taking off my rain jacket.
Put
that
your
day.
dick on the other side of your pants. You probably balance it all out.
Yeah, maybe. Or just grab my bars with my dick. Yeah. So anyway. So there's it's kind of the extras that I feel like
I need that
it's
sound effect.
Okay,
Arms
so,
on the bar.
so if you
Yeah.
spend a bunch of money on a bike, a lot of money,
You've had
then
like
you- then
6
you-
minutes to respond to this question,
Jesus
Jack.
Christ. Pass.
Well, there are 2 other
Pass.
guys at the end of the bar who
Pass.
just were like talking
Pass.
about their bike
Go
upgrade.
for it.
Pass.
Pass.
Jesus Christ, you passed after like
Just,
a 4-minute
it's their
response.
turn. It's their turn.
I love this Pat. He is riled tonight.
Well, you
It
pissed
is
him off
coming out
about
your
your
throat.
pain
Jack,
over the set.
he
I was
commented
talking
on my
about his
sets.
Romeo and Juliet. So
Nice.
he's
Fucking
still.
Romeo
This
and
is
Last
it.
time you do that.
He's bitchy.
Last time you do that, don't ever mock that.
I know. No, I will.
Insult a man's set.
That's right.
It's like insulting a man's wife.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. I don't have
All right,
enough beer.
Paul, what do you got?
Paul and Sam, you guys.
Well, I would
we
say
got 30 seconds left.
because I'm a man on the budget.
Yeah.
I mean, all those equipment is nice, but sometimes people are on the budget. When I was racing, the best thing you can do is the equipment that you can afford, keep clean,
yeah.
keep lubricated, replace cables, the cheap stuff, new chains. That's going to do wonders.
True
if
your
you keep
disc
running
brakes.
it, yeah. Well, that wasn't even in the
Yeah.
thought, 'cause that's so expensive. Just the whole setup, the tools to get disc brakes, but I won't go into that.
Yeah.
It's too late. But anyway, in my opinion, that's just keep every week. I mean, you should be. Yeah,
God,
that's right.
you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just keep your bike clean. I mean,
Yeah.
that's your pal. If you're a cyclist, I mean, the thing is, you pick up that bike, even if you didn't ride it for a week, just check it out. Last time you rode it, what was going on? Put it in the stand. You're going to save a lot of watts that way.
I wrote a blog post about that the other day. It's about giving objects almost a life. It's like when you neglect your bike, it's like you're neglecting a living thing, and your bike's looking at you all sad. And I feel bad for it.
But that you've brought that up before, and that's how
but
you
my-
feel.
But my bike is my bitch, so I don't care if it's dirty.
Oh my God.
I'm kidding.
Treat
I
your-
use Sam's word. Am I in trouble for that?
It's not my
Oh, that's so
Can't control the host. But no, I'm kidding. I do. I get guilty, like you're saying, Paul. When my bike is dirty, it's neglected. I'm like, oh fuck.
Well, I've been on rides. I mean, I just
And,
to reiterate, but I've been on rides.
He
and
judges
I'm like,
you.
God dang! I knew my front derailleur was a little bit off, and I promised myself I was going to do that. So
And you fixed your rim brakes on the last road ride. Yeah, so you were mad. Yeah.
After dragging them the whole way up.
yeah, I know.
God, that was funny. Okay. Simple. I plan on upgrading wheels and like handlebars for next year. I think those are pretty simple upgrades that would be cost effective for me. I mean, but man, I do agree with Paul. I hate to say it. Keep your stuff clean.
Yeah.
Every year, comes around where a new cable's housing. My bike runs like a dream, and it makes a world of difference. It doesn't have to be a big upgrade. Just make it so that it's dialed. Over tightened bearings, that's where you're gonna lose speed. Yeah. So I mean, I think going through your bike and tearing it fully down and then rebuilding it is gonna make a big
At least
difference.
once, twice a year.
Yeah.
Really? I
Yeah.
haven't done that yet. Oh, yeah,
Yet?
I've done it. I've
Oh,
done it,
yeah.
but I haven't done it in
This
quite
year.
a while.
Yeah.
Quite a while. And it's probably time for that. And I did buy a new chain, and I'm gonna try wax. Give that a shot.
That's a
see
lot
what's
of
going
work.
on.
We always do ours, and we did ours last year.
Yeah.
in May.
Tear into it and just got it and stuff like that. It's not a bad idea to do. I got time for a little bit short and truncated news, which means we're gonna just do news is over. News brought to us by our friends at Athletic Brewing. Thanks, you guys, for the great non-alcoholic offerings. Check them out at athleticbrewing.com or at the packfiller.com link. And we are off, by the way. Did you guys know that you guys have seen the new Tour de France are out? It's out, right? Mm-hmm. And in case you guys didn't know, the 110th edition has only 22 kilometers of time trialing this year, and that is a hilly time trial. Just one TT this year. And the mountains in all 5 of France is, so 22. I'm reading my own copy. The Tour de 2023 route was definitely for climbers this year. Revealed multiple mountaintop finishes and steep roads. Limited amount of time trialing is just made Thibaut Pinot, David Gaudu, and Romain Bardet, however, happy. But Remco Evenepoel, Primoz, and Geraint Thomas are all now eyeing the Giro. And they're just going, wow, this just looks absolutely brutal. So any reflections on that? Any reflections on the riders and their decisions in where to go? And does it even matter? Are Tadej and Jonas Vingegaard just that going to be on that much higher of a level, and it doesn't matter about anybody else? I'm just opening up to the panel if anybody wants to raise a finger like they're ready
I'm
to
not
start.
surprised about Primoz. Go ahead.
Oh,
You're not.
Yeah, I'm not either. I think that Primoz is probably looking at it this year and noticing that there are 2 higher on the step. I think that Tadej now has a team that is stronger, if not as strong as Jumbo-Visma, and I think that Jumbo-Visma is, as they previously showed, a pretty strong team, but are adding in the Mountain Domestiques, which I think will make an interesting year this year.
Is Remco best suited to just stick to the Giro, follow the guidance of Eddie Merckx, who's saying, go to the Giro first, don't go to the Tour yet? Is that a good decision for him?
I think based on looking how he won the Vuelta, the TT is actually his strength, obviously, and breakaways, and the steep climbs, he limited his losses. So something like the Tour wouldn't be, whether it's Eddie Merckx's idea or not. I think realistically, that is the way to go. I think he should do, what is it, 32? No, like 3 times more time trial miles in the Giro than the Tour. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But anyway.
And the Giro intentionally has upped, major time trials.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's do you think these guys got into a room and said, "Hey, we're going to do this. You guys do this"? And, is this some sort of a planned move, or is it just like, "Hey, cool, okay, Sarah"?
I would guess that they maybe there was a little bit of communication on that, just to keep things fresh and different. But
Yeah.
man, I would guess that like the tour, like it would be really cool if they do like this type of thing where they switch it up, where like, man, a climber has won it always, right? Like, how cool would it be if you could have somebody who is way more of an all-arounder, like, Wout van Aert, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
be a contender,
Indurain
right?
isn't.
Totally. Like,
Yeah.
just a different type of rider that's not necessarily like, because he made it up some amazing climbs. So I don't know, maybe they're just like experimenting with the field and trying all that stuff out. But because the Giro last year, if I'm remembering, had 2 time trials.
Yeah.
And they were pretty standard, like 40K length, I think. Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah.
How about the return of Egan Bernal? Nobody's talking about the return of Egan Bernal. I mean, what he could
Kind of
bring
like
into
the
this.
return of Chris Froome.
You think so? You think
I
that
think
crash
so.
was just too dramatic?
Well, what worries me is that he left in a time, almost kind of before Pogačar a little bit.
It's like you as a generation. And I don't mean because it's like I'm at the tail end of Generation X. I'm the early version of Generation X, and you, in essence, should be a millennial.
Nope.
I'm in between. I don't
Yeah,
know.
and that's the thing. It's
Yeah.
like Bernal is caught between these two generations almost.
Yeah,
How old
because
is he?
24.
yeah,
Bernal's 24.
Jesus, he's not. He just
Throw
got in
that
a
out.
crash.
Yeah.
yeah, and it's a different race. It's a different racing style too that he's coming back to. It's like these explosive attacks that nobody can follow. And Bernal didn't really seem like that type of rider when he left. I mean, Colombians traditionally do have that kind of
They can dance on those,
explosive power, but nothing like what we're seeing now.
Yeah. Okay, lastly, any thoughts on the fact that B&B Hotels has canceled the announcement of Mark Cavendish? They've not said no, but they've not said yes. What could this potentially mean for Mark Cavendish and his quest for the record? Jack, you want to tackle
I didn't
this?
know
don't
about
if
that.
you've seen- Yeah, so everything was leaning to the fact that B&B Hotels got all this money. Cavendish is going there. That's almost like a given.
Does anybody know what happened to that sponsor that was going to fill in that? Has they even filled in? Maybe that crashed and therefore it said, sorry, Mark, we can't pay you what you want. I don't know if that's the case. Everybody tries to put ties with him with
Specialized in
Israel.
Israel.
he's going to go there?
Yeah, because he was hanging around and with factory bikes and
Factor.
excuse me,
Yeah.
Factor bikes and so that Factor was supposed to go to B&B possibly, and then we don't know their situation, and so there's
Specialized
a
isn't
lot.
following Cavendish.
Well, they already sponsor 3 teams.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they already have Peter
So-
Sagan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're not
Sagan,
gonna-
Bora, and they also have
The whole
Quick
team,
Step.
Quick
the
Step.
whole fucking peloton will ride Specialized
I know.
eventually. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing.
They're a big company.
Yeah.
Never
Big.
been on one.
It'd be like
Never
NASCAR.
straddled a Specialized.
They are nice.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the team that I
Sadly,
worked for.
they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they are really nice. But I mean, I think there's also other really nice bikes out there.
Yeah. Okay. Before we close out the show, I'm going to ask you guys a very personal and very important question.
We've done that. We've covered that.
This is a
Especially him.
About yoga.
Anyways.
That's true. I didn't even think about that. And it has very little to do with cycling. And I would like a fairly quick response because we're at an hour and 33.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. But I would like to know about when it is appropriate to start celebrating Christmas. When is the
that's
appropriate
easy.
date to start celebrating Christmas? And I take this subject very seriously. It's like as a teacher, when I start seeing back to school commercials in fucking June, I want to throw a brick at the TV. So
I just got out.
yeah, I have a very, very strong opinion about this, and I will let you know if you are right or wrong. Does anybody want to go first about
What do you consider celebrating? Like, I
like for
Embracing.
example,
The Christmas spirit?
playing Christmas music, or putting up
Decorating.
decorations.
I'll be
or-
the guy that everybody hates. So
Will you? Okay.
yeah, because my dad works at local company here, Old World Christmas, and so
Oh.
it's like, oh my gosh, that guy poops sparkles, right? Like he comes home and he's got glitter all over him. It's like,
That's not from work.
yeah. And,
Seriously, honey.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
I swear I work at Old World. So he was like probably started there when I was in, let's say, freshman in high school, and up until that point it was pretty standard Christmas, right? But now, ever since then, Black Friday.
It starts Black Friday.
Day
Day
there
after
has been-
Thanksgiving.
yes, but there has also been like the moment that like dinner is done, Christmas music.
Okay.
But like it has to be after Thanksgiving. But yes, then
Okay.
it's full bore.
Paul.
Christmas Eve. Shut the whole thing down.
God, you
Christmas
are
Eve.
Grinch. You are horrible.
I put up with too much of it. I'm not a fan.
You're so
of,
old.
I think
I've
Christmas
put
is a
up
good
with
thing.
Too much of it.
Too much Christmas. It's gone from like it was gradually when I was a little boy. You know, it's like all of a sudden things started happening. Like after the second week of December, you started seeing like Charlie
Yeah.
Brown, and then everything. Now it's like
As soon as
I
Halloween.
went to my
As soon
grocery
as the
store.
Halloween's over. Yeah.
yeah,
It's-
before
yeah.
Halloween.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They were
there
already.
was. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
Yeah.
they were
Okay.
stocking up for
Yep.
Christmas, and I'm like, oh, okay, that burns me out.
Yeah.
Jack.
And Mariah Carey just screwed the whole thing up.
Fuck
I hate
Mariah
that
Carey.
thing.
Yeah.
You're not listening
yeah.
to Frank
Anyway.
Sinatra.
I don't know.
Yeah.
about
Christmas
her.
Eve.
Bing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah.
And
Buble even. Buble even.
Yep,
Buble
Buble.
does a good
Let,
job.
let me just say this. I'm going to say because the German tradition, since I married a German wife, I can do that. The Christmas tree was never shown until Christmas Eve, then it was revealed.
Oh, wow. Wow. It's like a bride.
Because they would actually use actual candles with, garden hoses and everything. But that's the time you put your pre. Anyway, go ahead.
Jack.
Like I do feel like as long as you get through Thanksgiving, like into that first of the December,
Okay.
The
your
day
game's
after.
on.
Yeah.
I mean, you hang your lights the day after, but I'm not buying a tree the day after.
No.
It'll be dead by
It'll be dead.
I am so ready to pitch this to Jackson because I know.
Are you already?
I know,
He's already
I
sparkled?
know his wife to be. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Jackson. Is the tree up already?
No,
Okay.
nope, not yet. I think that decorating. Okay, I think decorating is a fine thing, and I think the week of Thanksgiving, for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's when you start.
Yeah.
The week of Thanksgiving. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what?
I didn't comment when you talk, Sam.
No.
So you can't comment when I talk. That's preschool rules.
Raise
Well
your
done, Jackson. Well done.
Yeah, raise your hand and I won't call on you.
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Biggie has the conch.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I gotta say that I'm happy to actually hear that the word Thanksgiving came into it because as soon as Thanksgiving dinner is over, we usually in my family watch Christmas Vacation. That is like
Yes.
that is like the kickoff of the holiday
like,
season.
yeah.
My wife can play Christmas music in the car, and I won't go.
Starbucks.
Fuck! Shut this shit off. You know,
Yeah.
I will allow it. Like I'm in charge. I'm not fucking in charge, but that's when it starts. That's when you can do it. So Thanksgiving Day. Okay, well,
Yep.
I'm glad
Yep,
to
yep.
hear. Paul's still just like nope. No.
Nah, he hates joy.
Yeah.
No.
I want pain, suffering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not on a
likes-
little bit on me, but
Yeah,
everybody
yeah,
on
exactly.
He
my
likes the version of Christmas where Krampus is around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Krampus is a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Look it up. Krampus, people.
Look it up.
Yeah.
Oh my
It'll
God.
scare the shit out of you.
Well, it's the German culture. It's
It
just
is.
like their happy words sound pissed off.
I have a story after the mics.
All right. After the mics are off.
Yeah.
Hey, I
All
gave
right,
my
you guys.
story during the
So
mic.
there we go. Another week. Jack, it's good to see you, man. I don't know.
It's fun to be back.
Are we ever going to see you
Yeah.
again?
I don't know. Yeah.
Depends on gas
mean-
prices.
Oh, I don't care about that.
The tailwind?
Oh, you're rich.
That
You win the
apparently-
lottery? What the hell?
Yeah.
Apparently, the
just-
tailwind didn't matter. I had a headwind the whole way to come to the show.
Well, you made it, man. It's good to see you. I'm busting your balls, but it's good to see
Yeah,
you.
it's
Yeah,
appreciated.
Get the fuck out. There we go, everybody. That's another week of the show. Like, subscribe, rate us. I don't know if everybody in the panel even knows this. There's a good chance we're going to be off next week because my life is absolute lunacy. If you've ever been involved in a theatrical production, you know that Tech Week is absolute lunacy. And so we might take a week off. We take like 2, maybe maximum 3 weeks off a year. What do you want? The price is right. So there we go. Tell a friend and all that kind of stuff. Thanks, you guys. Thanks, everybody.